Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to create a collage of a textured fish. Now we're going to start by cutting out the basic shape of your fish. Then we'll apply the scales for texture and the top, bottom, back fin, and a little side fin here. You can use construction paper. If you don't have construction paper, just color some plain paper and make it different colors you want to use using your crayons. It'd be perfect. You're going to need either a glue stick, or if you have school glue, Elmer school glue would be perfect. And then at the end, if you want to, and you have some glitter glue or some fun little rhinestones, buttons, gems, or even just some of these dot-to-dot markers, these are all fun things that you could use to add some fun extra patterns and sparkle to your fish. So let's go ahead and get started. Once you have your materials, let's get started with a dark color paper. Draw your fish's body on the paper and then cut it out. Notice how large it is. My fish's body is made out of 2 arched lines, very simple. Then get a bright color paper and fold it into 3 sections and cut on the folds. This is going to give you 3 pieces of paper for the top, bottom, and the back fin of your fish. Put that to the side, and now we're going to create the scales of our fish for the texture. Get 4 pieces of construction paper and cut it into 4 sections. Make sure you're holding the paper horizontally and not vertically for this part. Then take small stacks of the paper, draw a bumpy line on there, and cut on the bumpy line. Do that over and over 4 times. And this is going to create the scales of your fish. Notice it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to take those strips of paper, cut bumpy lines out to create the texture of scales for your fish. Throw away your scraps, flip your fish over, and go ahead and start gluing on your scales. Now, you're going to have paper sticking over the top and the bottom. Don't worry about it. Just keep layering the scales over the body of the fish. This overlapping process is going to create the texture of scales, and it's also a fun way to use colors to create patterns. So notice how I'm using a little strip of glue, and I'm placing my colors on the fish in a repetitive pattern. Once you're finished with that, flip your fish over and cut off the extra paper that you see on the top and the bottom of the body. So it doesn't matter that it hung over at first, because once it's glued on there, you just flip it over and trim off the extra. All right, now it's time to add that top and bottom fin. So flip your fish back over, glue on that top strip of paper that we cut out and the bottom strip. Flip it over, check it, looks pretty good. Draw a zigzag line on the top and a wavy line on the bottom. And then cut that out. Notice how you can use the scissors, moving the scissors in different directions as you cut, to make it easier on you to cut out a zigzag line. You can cut inward, and it really helps moving the scissors in different directions to help you, and also turn your paper. So look at how I turn the paper and the scissors in different directions to cut easily. Now I'm going to add on that back fin. Again, flip the fish over, put some glue on the back, stick it on there, flip it over, and I'm going to cut off the extra paper. You can see how I drew the fin shape on there to help guide my scissors. Cut out the little V shape on the back fin, and there you have it. Now I'm going to use a scrap of paper to make my little side fin. Just a little drip of glue, and then it can stick out on the side. Now I have just a scrap of white paper. I'm going to draw a fish's eye on there, and cut that out and create an eye for my fish. If I want to, I can draw a mouth on the fish. I'm going to use a black marker to draw some textured patterns on the fins to show the texture of the fins. Just using some straight or maybe some slightly curvy lines in a pattern. And then the last thing I'm going to do today is just use some other materials I found around the house to add a little bit of extra sparkle and detail. So these are dot markers that are fun to add patterns. You could also just use a regular marker and draw some polka dots or different shapes and designs on your fish if you'd like. Make sure you, whatever you choose to do, you have fun with it. Here's a little bit of glitter glue, and I'm just going to add a little extra detail to this front fin as an example. I hope you have fun today creating your textured tropical fish collage.